You know that feeling when you're learning a new language? It's awesome, right? But then comes the moment of truth. You actually have to talk to a real person. Today, we're going to tackle one of the trickiest social challenges for anyone learning Chinese. So let's dive in and figure this out.
For a second, just forget about grammar, forget about tones. The one simple question that trips up almost everybody is this one right here. What should I actually call you?
And look, it's a real source of anxiety. You don't want to sound weird or disrespectful or just plain wrong. Well, in this explainer, we're going to fix that. I'm going to give you a practical, real-world guide for addressing people in China so you can finally speak with confidence.
And here's our game plan. We've broken it all down into 5 simple categories. And these will cover pretty much every situation you can think of, from buying fruit from a street vendor all the way to meeting your future in-laws. So let's get right to it. Okay, first up, let's talk about the safe and official options. You can think of these as your go-to choices when you're in a more formal setting or really anytime you just want to play it safe.
So the crucial thing to remember here is context. Using ma'am or sir in a customer service situation or an official meeting, yeah, that's perfect. It's safe, it's respectful, you'll sound like you know what you're doing. But trying that on a stranger on the street, it's kind of like calling someone madam in English. I mean, it's not technically incorrect, but it sounds a little off, almost like you're about to try and sell them something.
Now, what's really fascinating is how common this next method is. In China, a person's role is often way more important than their name. So, you'll call a taxi driver or a repair person shifu, which literally means master. Or you can call someone lao shi, which means teacher, as a sign of respect. And get this, even if they're not a teacher but just seem knowledgeable or wise. And of course, jingli for manager. It's direct, it's respectful, and you'll hear it everywhere.
Okay, let's move on to my absolute favorite method. This is where you can really start to sound like a local. It's all about creating an instant, warm connection with someone using what I like to call the fake family method.
This quote right here perfectly captures the whole idea. You see an older man on the street? That's your uncle. A woman who looks about your mom's age? That's your auntie. Now, I know it might feel a little strange at first, but in Chinese culture, this isn't weird at all. It's a sign of warmth and respect. You're basically closing that gap from total stranger to familiar face with just one word. But, and this is a really important warning, you have got to be careful. Age can be a pretty sensitive topic. If you call a 38-year-old woman auntie, you might just get a death stare. So if you're ever in doubt, going with da gua, big bro, or da jia, elder sis, are often much, much safer bets for anyone who's older than you, but maybe not quite in their grandparent years yet.
And now for the ultimate test of this method. Let's say you're about to meet your Chinese partner's parents for the very first time. You don't use Mr. or Mrs. No. You walk right in there and go straight for hello, uncle, and hello, auntie. It's definitely high stakes, but man, it shows you really get the culture.
Now, you have to pay very close attention to their reaction. If they smile and say something like, wow, what a sweet mouth you've got, then congratulations, you've totally passed the test. You're in. But if they just give you a polite little nod, well, you might want to hold off on planning the wedding just yet. It is all about reading the room.
Okay, let's move on to our last 2 categories, which cover the kinds of people you'll run into every single day. These terms are super practical, whether you're on a university campus or wandering through a local market.
So the word tongxue literally means classmate, but its real-world usage is so much broader than that. You can use it to get the attention of pretty much anyone who looks like they might be a student, all the way from middle school to university. It's basically the polite youth version of just yelling, hey you. Incredibly useful and a very safe bet for anyone under 25.
Next up, we've got laoban, which means boss. But you don't just use it for a CEO. Nope. You use it for anyone who looks like they're selling something. A shopkeeper, a street vendor, you name it. It's respectful and honestly a little flattering. And sometimes they might say, oh, I'm not the boss. And you know what your perfect reply is? But you look like a boss.
And why does that even matter? Well, because a little bit of flattery can go a long, long way. Who knows, maybe that 10 yuan watermelon suddenly becomes 9 yuan. It's just a small example of how using the right term can build that instant connection.
All right, we have covered a lot of ground. So to make sure this all really sticks, let's pull everything together into one final, super easy to use cheat sheet.
And here it is, your 5 key methods, all in one place. You've got ma'am, sir for formal settings, job titles for professionals, the fake family method for building that warm, casual connection, Tong Shui for young people, and Laoban for any shopkeeper or vendor. I would definitely take a screenshot of this. It's your key to navigating these social situations like a pro.
So there you have it. The real secret isn't just about memorizing a bunch of rules. It's about understanding relationships and context. You now have all the tools you need to handle these social situations with confidence. So the only question left is, who are you going to talk to first?